Hello everyone, welcome to lecture 3, the SQL language. These are the topics of our today's lecture. First of all, comparison to other languages. SQL full form is structured query language, which means we give a query and the program itself will give us the result back by uh, taking the step required to fulfill the given query. Therefore, SQL is also called a declarative programming because we just describe what we want and SQL automatically figure out how to do it. SQL is a special purpose programming. It is different from any imperative programming. In imperative programming, we have to write each step. For example, in Python, Java, C++, we have to write each step like where to store the variables, how to get them. But in SQL, we just like a query in a structured way and then we get an answer. ANSI standards. ANSI full form is American National Standard Institute, which documents standards on everything. So SQL has its standards given in 1986. The reason was if there was no standard, then each company can write the program keywords like select from where these steps can be random for every company. So ANSI give a standard which every company try to follow as much as possible, and the latest of this standard was given in 2016. uh, as its core, SQL is declarative language, but companies want to get more from the SQL, so they define their own further extension on the language, which make it less declarative, but it add more power to the SQL language. For example, Oracle has procedural language PLSQL, and SQL Server has Transact SQL TSQL, which gave further power to the SQL language. As we already see the difference between these, but let's look at this again. SQL is a structured query language. ANSI SQL is the standard defined on the SQL so that company can follow them and make it easy to transition from one company's software to another. MySQL is a software which take the queries which we give and follow the steps to make the result and output those results to us. So MySQL is a type of database management software or system which give us the reply. ANSI SQL is the standards on SQL which each company try to follow, and SQL is the language in which we write our queries. So the main question arises, should I follow the standards or should I follow the particular RDBMS language? The answer is if your company try to change their database, relational database again and again, or like working on many databases and transfer their code from one to another, then you should follow ANSI standards because the base code of each company follow the ANSI standards and their further capabilities are added on top of it. Now we will learn some of the common SQL terms so that when we are writing our code or our queries, we can have them, we can like focus on the main parts easily. So first term is keywords. So keywords are some text that has some meaning in SQL, like select. It is used to select the columns. Count. It is a function. As is a alias. So these are some text that has some meaning in SQL. Next is function. Functions are a special type of keywords. Like in functions, you give some input and they output something. Identifiers. Identifiers are used to name some database object such as tables and columns. We give the name to tables and columns, and these names are called identifiers. Allies are the names we give during the query. We will learn more about them when we will write our queries. Next is statements. Statements are something which start with keyword and end with semicolon. For example, select star from table semicolon is a full statement, and we also call it select statement because it is starting with select. Close. Clauses are a part or particular section of statements. For example, select start is a select clause in the above statement, and from table is from clause from the above statement. Expressions. Expressions are formulas that result in some value. Like if we add something, 5 plus 3 will be a expression because it will give us some value. Next is predicates. Predicates are conditional statements. Like when we write predicates, they give true, false, or unknown values. For example, when we will write in our code year s dot sale data equal 2021, if the sales data year is 2021, it will give true. Or if the sales data year not equal 2021, then it will give false. Otherwise, if it is null, then it can give unknown. Unknown value is also specified in the SQL. Next are comments and quotes. So there are some special punctuation marks which have some meaning in SQL. For example, if you want to write a comment, we will need to write two dashes, then we will write our comment, which will be ignored during the running of code. Like these comments are for our own reference, not for anyone else. Next is quotes. Quotes are of two types. First is string in data. When we trying to write a string, we will write it in single quotes. And when we try to write identifiers which have some space in between, we will write in between double quotes. Next is white spaces. So white spaces doesn't have any meaning, and SQL will remove all the white spaces from itself. Like if you write many white spaces in our code, it will not affect your code and it will run like there is single space between the two text of our code. Now these are some sub languages of the SQL. These are data definition language, data modification language, data query language, data control language, and transaction control language. What do these uh, statement do is, like if we start from create, this is a data definition language. Like it will be used to create something. As we seen in previous example, select is used to query our database, so it's a data query language. If we want to change something, then we use data manipulation language. We start our statement with insert. If we want to give some grant or control to someone, we will start with grant or revoke statements. Thank you.